The van I have in front of me is the Weinsberg CaraHome 700, and this is, as you can see, overcab model on a Peugeot basis. It costs from around 50,500 euros. So look inside. It's quite a high step up. I'll take an option, if one is available, or an extra step. Right, so let's have a look now at some of the details of it. Take my bag off and put this down there. You can see the details. And so it is 741 centimeters long, 230 wide, 216 in the inside, 320 at height at its highest point, and 200 in general, 2 meters in general. Ready to go, or it's completely empty, 2,825, and so that gives you really a great deal of payload. Let's do a quick calculation. I suppose you've got 4 people in here. I suppose 4 people, average weight of what, 80, is that fair? 320. Full tank of fuel, that takes you to 400. Yes, and a full tank of water. Well, yes, not a lot left after all that. Okay. Now, the advantage, I think, of the overcab in some ways is that it does tend to give you a lot more space. Seem to give you a lot more space inside. Although, of course, when you have seats pointing in one direction, then seats pointing in another, you may say, well, that's a bit of a loss of space. Now, I shall point out a couple of things here. It can get quite stuffy up here, but they thought of that one. They put 3 lots of windows in here, including the same skylights as I have in my van. We have this one up here which has been closed, and which incidentally on a day like today should not be closed. I'll do that one across. I'm only putting that across. It doesn't have to be kept across because I haven't opened the window, but that is to make the point. You do not close the blinds to sunroofs because it will lead to heat build up which can warp the plastic in on them. So certainly on a day like today when it's really hot outside, that's not something you want to do. Now, one of the problems often with these things is with this bit where the roof comes down, space is wasted. Not in this case, because up there's a bit of a ledge which could be used for keeping things. Maybe a bit of bedding or something which isn't going to fall down. Now, kitchen, you've got, I think, a lot of space there. Now, though sitting at the table admittedly is quite big, but for a vehicle which measures 747 centimeters in length, I think I preferred a bigger table. Huh? Well, I prefer it, but I think you could offer it. Oh, so there we have, you can see batteries back there on that right now. This is a thermal resort in southern Germany. It's close to the Austrian border. In fact, the telephone picked up the Austrian signal yesterday. But we now have roaming, so it doesn't matter where you take it from. Now, coming back here, oh, I don't want to start. I really like the steps up to the bed. that's nice. We have here, look at all that space for all the clothes you can get in there. And look at all of that as well. Oh, that's why you need insect nets up. You get the fly in, and then they never seem to want to leave. They enjoy your company so much that they decide they're staying. I would say the door opens the correct way. Toilet there, because the this moves out the way, so you get access to the toilet. You've got a big shower, plenty of space in here. You've also got somewhere to wash your socks. That's great, I really like this rear. Going to the back. Right, the ladder, presumably, is for up here up front. I'll get wheel covers. No, I think the rear here, that's really good. I have this rear on many other vans if I could. Oh, you got a Dometic aircon system here, which will be I think it's a rather expensive option. So, what do you think of this? Do you like this sort of thing? Let's have a look at some of the Weinsberg van. Oh, I'll show the garage as well. That's really good in this van. Now some Knaus vans have these things, slidey things. This doesn't, but that is difficult. If you're going to put two canisters in there, that's one of the reasons why you really need a refillable situation, because that is difficult to put in. You've got to be quite strong, and you mightn't be that strong when you get to a certain age. Now here we have this, brilliant, huh? Look at that storage. I think this is magnificent. The rear end's magnificent. Space for 3 bikes. Oh, toilet as well, which is a more upmarket version. I'll show you one or two of this. We've got this Weinsberg van here. Here's an Opel taxi. You can see these in more detail in other films I've done separately. Camper van. with a good toilet, I think, for a van of this size. Really very nice van toilet. Motorhome. Low profile. Now this one here will cost more. So the starting price is 53,600 even, I think it is. And it's, you might think it's more, it's not as much room as in what we just saw. And I'll show you this edition pepper as well. Which is somewhat similar to the one we just walked into. So, I hope you found that of interest. And if so, you might want to subscribe to my channel, and if you're not already subscribed, and I shall be showing you not only more vans but also more from this part of the world and me in my van around here.